Hey everyone, Ryan Flugaur, Vice President of National Association for Gun Rights, coming at you again. We've got some breaking news out of California. Judge Roger Benitez, St. Benitez, who's been giving us all these pro-gun rulings in the Southern District of California, federal court, he's done it again. This time he struck down California's grotesque ammo ban and registration requirements. So specifically what he did is he struck down the ammo background check, which he says it violates the Second Amendment. And he's also struck down the ban on out-of-state ammo purchases, says that it violates both the Commerce Clause and the federal law permitting the interstate transportation of firearms and ammo. So he's laying the smackdown on California and their grotesque regulation of ammunition. This is great news for the Second Amendment. And it comes at a time where we need the wins now more than ever in a post-ruined world. But before I get started, please go ahead and click the subscribe button so we can keep you informed about all the Second Amendment news that's happening at a moment's notice. And click the link in the description below, which will show you how you can get involved to help the National Association for Gun Rights or National Foundation for Gun Rights fight for pro-gun rulings in court and fight against the anti-gunners in the state legislature who are trying to ban ammo. Please go ahead, get involved right now. Now, with that said, back to the meat and potatoes of this. This is a case that the National Association, National Foundation for Gun Rights has been following very closely. It's not our case, but we're really glad to see this ruling come down the way it did today. You might already be asking what's next for this case. Well, it's the Ninth Circuit. It's in the Ninth Circuit, so more than likely, California Attorney General Bonta is going to appeal this ruling to the Ninth Circuit, where they're going to fight it out there. And folks, it's not entirely a lost cause on the Ninth Circuit. It's a lot better than it used to be 10, 15 years ago, since the Trump appointees have flooded that court. They have given us some pro-gun rulings, but the Dems, the bad guys, the anti-gunners still have the edge on that. What I expect that we'll see is in the coming weeks and months, the appellate process will go to a 3-judge panel possibly, and then possibly en banc, which means after the 3-judge panel rules, which could rule either way, pro-gun or anti-gun on this, then it'll go to an en banc ruling where all the judges or many of the judges on the Ninth Circuit will get together and decide the case at the Ninth Circuit level. And that's where things could get a little dicey. But why is this important? Well, you may remember in the Bruin decision, Supreme Court decision, Judge Clarence Thomas said that all gun controls now have to be evaluated based on nothing more than the text, history, and tradition of the Second Amendment. So I'd like to read a little bit from this ruling so you guys can see what he said on this matter. And let me pull it up right here while I'm talking. The ammunition background checks laws have no historical pedigree and operate in such a way that they violate the Second Amendment rights of citizens to keep and bear arms. The anti-importation components violate the Dormant Commerce Clause, and to the extent applicable to individuals traveling into California are preempted by 18 U.S.C. 926A. So they're preempted by federal law. You'd have to go on to say perhaps the simpler $4-year and $50 ammunition purchase permit that was approved by voters in California in Prop 63 might have fared better, but it looks like he still struck this down. So he says, accordingly, the court permanently enjoins the state of California, that means they're blocking them, permanently enjoins the state of California from enforcing the ammunition sales background check provisions found in California Penal Code 30352 and 30370A through C, and the ammunition anti-importation provisions found in 30312A and B and 30314A. Criminal enforcement of California Penal Code 3312D, 3314C, and 3365A by the Attorney General and all other law enforcement defendants is permanently enjoined. So this is a great ruling. It means that we have ammunition freedom restored in California. This is a warning to other state legislatures out there, particularly those in blue states like Colorado, or New York or New Jersey or Maryland or anywhere else that's considering restrictions on ammunition, that you can't do it. You can't do it. And the judges on the federal district court are going to strike it down. And even if this somehow withstands the challenge of the Ninth Circuit, you can bet that the other circuits like the 5th, the 11th, and others are going to be looking really closely at this. The 7th, the 8th, This might not go the way that you guys think it is, you anti-gun politicians. So you should stop going after ammunition, stop going after firearms, and you have to respect the Second Amendment. You cannot do anything that violates the text, history, and tradition of the Second Amendment, or you're going to lose in court. And the National Foundation for Gun Rights, where we've got lawsuits in half the circuit courts right now, targeting assault weapons bans and magazine bans, we're going to win that. We're going to win those long term. We got a great case out of Illinois in the Seventh Circuit that's percolating its way up, hopefully to the Supreme Court. If not one of our cases, other cases like the one in the Fourth Circuit, it's percolating up towards the Supreme Court. Judgment Day is coming, and we are going to have a ruling. That's my prediction, that we are going to have a ruling eventually on, very soon, on ending assault weapons ban nationwide. That's what our organization is here to do. That's what others are fighting for in the courts. So why don't you go ahead and do me a favor? We're going to post a link in the video description below. Go ahead and click that. It'll tell you all how you can support our lawsuits and how you can support this legal effort to define the Second Amendment in a post-Bruen world. If we don't win these lawsuits, if we don't throw everything that we have at these lawsuits, the anti-gun left they already are. Trust me, our attorneys are, it's like 30-1 attorneys, states attorneys versus our guys. And they're throwing everything they've got at this because they really want to twist Justice Clarence Thomas' words in the Bruen decision to mean anything they want to sign off on all sorts of radical gun control. That happened after the Heller decision and McDonald decision. We had a 10-year drought where we went 0 and 99. We lost 99 cases. They were all ruled anti-gun in a 10-year period following those decisions. We cannot let that happen again. We have to get the Supreme Court. We have to get all these other district courts to start ruling favorably, because if we don't, we will have another decade where the left just steamrolls us in the courts. They steamroll us in the state legislatures. So anyway, back to what we had today. The Benitez ruling today, another great ruling for him. He's issued some other good rulings recently. And we hope that more judges see the light and do what they're there to do, which is enforce the Constitution and interpret the Constitution, so these radical state legislatures can't run amok over us. Ammo bans gone in California today. Can't say for sure what they will look like here in the future, but we're really hoping for it. And again, get involved in the fight right now. Thank you very much. God bless.